Rakah, Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the Archangel doing his work in truth and in sincerity in the four corners of the earth. And today I'm going to go into the pestilence that's been going on in the planet Earth, all right, which pestilence is, disease, you know, and that's according to the scriptures. Um, pestilence in Google, pestilence, a fatal epidemic disease, especially bubonic plague. Okay, and the Most High loves to use, pestilence to, to exact judgment. It has been used all throughout the scriptures, on Israel. On on these different heathen nations. Okay, in Egypt. All right, and it's a form of judgment that the Most High exacts, throughout the planet Earth, man. Even to this day, the bubonic plague was used to take Jake out of power in the Dark Ages. Uh, pestilence and the etymology from the 1300s, from Old French pestilence, plague, epidemic, and directly from Latin pestilentia, a plague and an unwholesome atmosphere, known of condition from pestilentum, nominative pestilence, infected, unwholesome, noxious, from pestis, deadly disease. Okay, so that's what we're going into today. The deadly disease, man, and what's going on right now is the coronavirus, which is probably just in a like a beta test form, right now. Uh, Whether the CDC released it or it's a product of China, this is just a foreshadowing of the pestilence that's to come to the entire world, man, and here in America, okay? Because these Americans and these damn heathen who have improper diets, all right, are all gonna be subject to these diseases, man. Especially with the diets that they eat, the disgusting creatures that they feast on. I mean, we're talking about China, man. So who knows what these gooks was over there cooking up, all right? Because I saw in one news article it said that the disease came from a marketplace in China, all right? So you can imagine what they was cooking up, all right? These damn gooks was probably cooking up some monkey tail or kangaroo foot, who the hell knows, But it's gonna be coming throughout the whole planet Earth, man. All right, these pestilence, man. All right, something that your bug out bag ain't gonna fix. Something that you going into studying survival in books ain't gonna help you, man. All right, when your ass is getting hit with a how do you call it, a airborne virus. China's coronavirus could have same death rate as Spanish flu pandemic that killed 50 million people. Okay, so it's saying that it could have the same death rate as that. All right. China's deadly coronavirus may have the same death rate as Spanish flu, an expert has warned. Deaths from the new virus rose to 17 on Wednesday, with hundreds of cases now confirmed, increasing fears of widespread contagion. Right? They had a movie called Contagion. All right. It's a good movie, for brothers that's in the truth. I might have to go back and watch it again because I don't really remember the entire premise of the movie, but the people was losing their damn minds. All right. The previous unknown flu-like coronavirus strain is believed to have emerged from an animal market in central Wuhan City, with cases now detected as far away as the U.S. Right, so it's made its way, all the way over here to the United States of America, man, where the biggest pestilence is gonna be, all right, in the planet Earth, man, right over here in Egypt, all over again, all right, like the scriptures say. Okay, this is a spiritual Sodom and Egypt, man. All right, so it's gonna receive the same plagues that the ancient Egypt received. Okay, they say the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918 is widely regarded as the deadliest in history and is believed to have infected around 500 million people worldwide, killing between 20 and 50 million, man. Okay, so that's a great death, man. That's almost a damn reset, in them times. And the Most High had that to happen. And I think in that Spanish flu, that killed mainly the northern tribe, I believe. Um, the 1918 influenza pandemic, December 1920, colloquially known as Spanish flu, was an unusually deadly influenza pandemic, the first of the two pandemics involving H1N1 influenza virus. It affected 500 million people around the world, including people on remote Pacific islands and in the Arctic. Let's see. This pandemic has been described as the greatest medical holocaust in history and may have killed more people than the Black Death, which is the bubonic plague. This flu killed more people in 24 weeks than HIV/AIDS killed in 24 years, and more in a year than the Black Death killed in a century. However, the Black Death killed a much higher percentage of the world than a smaller population. Okay, it's saying a lot of the people in India were killed. Okay, so it was a few of Northern Kingdom, had died in it. They say in the U.S., about 28% of the population became infected, and 500,000 to 675,000 died. Native American tribes were particularly hard hit. In the Four Corners area, there are 3,293 registered deaths among Native Americans. Entire Inuit and Alaska Native village communities died in Alaska. In Canada, 50,000 died. In Brazil, okay, yeah, so we're getting into the northern tribes. In Brazil, 300,000 died, including President Rodriguez Alves. In Britain, as many as 250,000 died, and in France, more than 400,000. In Ghana, the influenza epidemic killed at least 100,000 people. Okay, shit, that's going into Jake over there in the west coast of Africa, man. Okay, so man, just going into that, the Spanish flu. This is a great cleansing by the Most High, man. All right, and just to, we were speaking on it um, at my job. Uh, you had these two Edomites talking about it, and he was this Edomite was talking about, oh, this is a part of nature balancing out and all this scientific bullshit. Okay, this is all the work of the Most High, man. This ain't got nothing to do with science depopulation. All right, the Most High exacted this judgment to go out, and so it is gonna go out, man. All right. Whether the Most High is using it for depopulation or using it for judgment, we don't know. All right, but we know that ultimately the Most High did it, man. You know, but this damn devil, he want to give credit to Mother Nature and and science. Okay, Chinese official has confirmed 440 cases of the new coronavirus strain 2019 NCOV so far with 17 deaths. And they put patents out on these damn strains and viruses, man. Okay, and put years on them. Based on existing data, the disease is said to have a 2% death rate. This means that for every 50 people who catch the infection, one will statistically die. To put this into context, around one in every thousand who develop flu die, giving it a death rate of 0.1%. Okay, so that 2% is considered, a lot of people. And when I first read this, well, not this article, but when I first heard it, they was giving out numbers as high as 7%. All right, so this devil is playing games. Either he's trying to exaggerate it or he's trying to diminish it. But that's the devil for you. Um, Professor Pete Horby from the University of Oxford pointed out that fatality estimations are based on clinical data around hospital cases. Of those in hospital, 15 to 20% are severe cases defined as needing ventilation. Coronavirus as a class are common, causing everything from the common cold to epidemics like severe acute respiratory syndrome. Okay, so this attacks your respiratory system. Um, 2019 NCOV is thought to have originated in animals before jumping over to humans. Novel viruses spread much faster because we have no immunity. So the most high time it to where these viruses are jumping over from the animals to the humans, man. Fatalities are occurring as a result of pneumonia, which comes about when a respiratory infection causes the air sacs in the lungs to become inflamed and filled with liquid or pus, man. And that pneumonia is no joke, okay? That pneumonia kills a lot of people, all right, and mainly in older people, older and the younger, because the respiratory infections, the elders are they weaker, man. They can't. It's hard for them to fight off them infections, man. And then you have the children. They don't know no better. They don't know how to heal themselves. And a lot of these infections like pneumonia and stuff, man, they come with a lot of mucus. Okay, and these people are not clearing this mucus out of their body. All right, especially a baby or something. That's why babies stay sick for so long because they don't know how to excrete that mucus out of their body. Um, Yet Professor Horby argued there is no effective antiviral. All right, so there is no um, effective antiviral for this disease. All right, for this virus. It says, "How concerned are you?" I just looked at this little thing right here. How concerned are you about the coronavirus? It's pretty clear to you. And I guess that's a no, maybe, and yes. So you have 40% say that they are concerned. 23% say maybe, and 37% say they're not concerned. All right, because right now, it's just in the early stages. But eventually, this will be in a town near you, in a school near you. Your children gonna come home with this shit and infect your ass, man. All right, these people think that this is a game. They think that this just one big movie. All right, but eventually, it's gonna be some shit out here stronger than the the so-called the coronavirus. The pathogens trigger mild to moderate upper respiratory tract infections like the common cold, according to the CDC. So they have to get their hands on it. The Center for Disease Control, who patents viruses. In rare cases, coronavirus can lead to lower respiratory tract infections, such as pneumonia or bronchitis. These tend to occur in babies, the elderly, or those with weak immune systems. See, you know. like I was saying, those babies and that elderly man, they can't get that mucus out of their body how they need to. That's why when you get a respiratory infection, or you get a throat infection, or any kind of infection where you're coughing up that mucus, getting drinking apple cider vinegar, warm apple cider vinegar with warm water, and putting either lemon or limes in it, and also cayenne pepper. It cuts up that mucus, man, so that you're able to pass all that mucus. Because a lot of the time you're sick and you're feeling down and you're feeling stuffy and all that shit. You're mainly getting them symptoms from that mucus. But once you clear that mucus, you left with mainly just like a fever, or some of the effects of that cold. But you mainly feel like shit because all that mucus, got you clogged up. And if you a little baby, they don't know how to get that mucus out, man. They sitting there swallowing that shit, and it's terrible. The virus enters the body. It says coronavirus commonly spread via coughing, sneezing, shaking hands, or touching a contaminated object. The virus enters the body if contaminated hands touch the eyes, nose, or mouth. In rare cases, fecal contamination is to blame. Um, for now, the World Health Organization advises people avoid unprotected contact with live animals, duly cooked meat, and eggs, and stay away from those with flu-like symptoms. Okay, that's hard enough, all right? Because you got what about the people, what I'm saying, you work with and all that? How the hell you gonna get away from them because they coughing? All right. Get into some of the comments. A lot of people are, skeptical, which I understand because this devil uses fear tactics and all that bullshit, man. But what these people don't understand is that this is just the prelims, all right? This is just the prelims to what is to come. These are these devils running their trials, man. Okay, and for all we know, Babylon could have just put this over there in China to do bio warfare, man. This guy put, as a retired history teacher, I have always held the opinion that historians should make policy, because I always liked history, when I was in school. All right, even though we was taught that bullshit, I always had a thing for history in school. But to say not businessmen or lawyers, businessmen know how to make a buck, and a lawyer knows how to skirt the law. But a historian knows the effect of a buck being made in a given scenario, and a historian knows what happens if laws are ignored or forced. Putting people in charge who don't know history is the greatest failure of government, regardless of party, man. And that can go back to the scripture, choose ye the old paths, you know, and just, going into the history of these scriptures will show you, the laws that you're supposed to be keeping, all right, and how you're supposed to set up a government and rulership, all right. We can go straight to the scriptures on that, all right. But that is true. All right, history shows you where all these nations fucked up. All in the same ways. All these nations similarly fell in the same ways. Through famine, pestilence, the economy, and war. They usually go down in all the same ways. Okay, and America no different. Just like Egypt went down. 2 Samuel chapter 24 verse 15. So the Lord Yahweh sent the pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the time appointed, and there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men. Just going into that judgment that the Most High puts out, with pestilence, man. Okay. This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto the servants of prophets. Okay, so the Most High does this evil, man. All right, this pestilence. Okay, you can blame it on the CDC, blame it on the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, but ultimately, it's the Most High doing this. Okay, this great judgment. Psalm chapter 78 and verse 50, he made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to pestilence, man. Pestilence being disease, all right? Going into them Hamites, man, them Egyptians, and smote all the firstborn in Egypt, the chiefs of their strength, and the tabernacles of Ham, okay? But made his own people to go forth like sheep, and guided them in the wilderness like a flock, okay? So the men of the Lord, just like we was redeemed back then in Egypt during that time of pestilence, all right, and that time of the plagues, we're gonna be redeemed again, in this time, all right. Ain't no different, man, and that's why we built up, man, because we know what the hell is going on, man, and we know that the men of the Lord are gonna receive salvation, man. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord Yahweh was crucified, or going to say Yahweh Shai being crucified, all right? Having that image of Cesare Borgia set up. But this is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, and it's going to go out the same way as Sodom and Gomorrah and Egypt, okay? Because Sodom and Gomorrah went out with a fiery judgment, okay, with the um let me see some like Jude chapter 1 and verse 7, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. And that's the same thing that's going to happen here in America, man. It's clear. All right, you can clearly tell that this is talking about America, okay? And in that same chapter, it goes into Egypt as well. All right, so this ain't no this is common sense, man. All right, to the men of the Lord. All right. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All right. And that's going on right now, man. Kingdom against kingdom. All right. Even between the UN and the EU and the NATO. All right. That's going on. You got Russia and China going up against America and Iran. Okay. And you have famines right now, right? You got famine in Venezuela, all right? And you got pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, man, all right? So the men of the Lord ain't crazy, all right? We're on the highways and byways for a reason, all right? Luke chapter 21 and verse 11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven, all right? A lot of chariot sightings, like the apostle did the video on the devil horn in the sky over the sea. All right, those are all little signs, man, showing that this devil is going down. But the true men of the Lord are watching, man. Like the scriptures command us to watch and pray. All right, if you're a man of the Lord, you should be doing those things. All right, um, just going into the pestilence, man. But this is Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. And these people gonna snap to it, real quick when they grandma's dying. All right, she got legions and shit all on the lesions, as in like abrasions and illnesses all over her body, all right, going on in a painful ass illness or sickness, or their little baby son is put to death by these pestilences, then they're gonna be out there looking for the men of the Lord, man. What the men that was out there talking about the earthquakes and the pestilence, okay? While you getting slaughtered out here, man. It's time to get it, right now, man. This ain't no joke. Um, Acts chapter 2 and verse 21, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall be saved, Just going into the men of the Lord are gonna be safe, from these things, man. Safe from this pestilence and from the famine. But these heathen, these Edomites and you two-thirds, y'all not gonna be safe, man. Um this is I just started at 12, Exodus chapter 9 and verse 12. And the Lord Yahweh had hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord Yahweh had spoken unto Moses. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, Rise up early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power of the Hebrews, Let my people go, that they may serve me. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thine heart, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth. And the Most High is going to show that again, man. All right, during the time of the deliverance of Israel. All right, the Most High is going to flex His power once again, man. All right, and redeem His people out of America, which is Egypt and Babylon. For now I will stretch out my hand that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilence, and thou shalt be cut off from the earth, man. And the Most High is doing that, right now. All right. And in every deed, and in very deed, for this cause have I raised thee up, for to show in thee my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. All right. That's going to happen all over again, man. Okay. But I pray that this was edifying. Call out Yahweh Shem Yahshua, Bashem Rakar Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Grand Millstone, and peace and salutation to the outcome doing his work in truth and sincerity, and the four corners of the earth, and shalom.